So hello everyone. So in the previous video we have done the basics of arrays, right? We saw these things. We at the end of the video we even saw what does this mean. This will give the addresses. We were comparing the addresses. We saw that even a gives us an address. Okay. We saw that even this gives us an address, and we were seeing that there was a difference of 4 bytes. Why 4 bytes? Because an integer consists of 4 bytes, right? So even after this, let me tell you one thing. Actually, what exactly happens is, I told you that a of 0 and a are pointing to the same location, right? I told you this. Actually, what happens is your A is the one pointing to this memory location. Let's say 100. Right now, there's no 101, there's no 104, nothing. What happens is, if I'm trying to get it of 10 size, it means that I have 10 values. That means 0, 1, 2, 3. We already seen that we will be actually trying to access them using our indexes, right? 7, 8, and 9. So see, even 0 is here only. That means these two are at the same memory location. Okay, this is pointing to 100, and even 0 is at 100. That means their distance from each other is 0 only. Okay, that's the reason we use 0. Why we use 1 here? Because this is the next integer. Okay, although the size of it is gonna be, if this is 100, then this address is gonna be 104. Okay, 104 because this is an integer. That's the reason it is gonna be 104. But it's why index 1? Because it's the next index, right? Next integer. So in the previous video we have seen this part, right? Understood? And I'll tell you one thing. A actually gives us the address because through A we can't access any value. Okay, we can access value only through A of 0, or rather A of 1 and all, right? Only these things. A, see, if in case I have only one integer int B, and B equal to example 10, so if I see out B, then there's only one element, right? So I can get the value. But here I have a contiguous element. Continuous, same thing. Contiguous basically means that you have the elements in the array which is stored in memory in a continuous fashion. Okay, so see, A is not going to give me any element because A of A, whom are you telling? I have no idea. Whom are you referring to? A of 0, A of 1, whom are you saying? Okay, that's the reason it gives us address. Okay, it gives us, okay, I'm like, okay, this is my address, and even A of 0 points to this. Okay, so in the previous video we've seen till still here. Let's get started in this part. In this video, we'll understand functions. So I actually created this file, arrays and function, okay, and we'll see some very interesting things. So let's just get started and finish that part. Okay, I'll just clear this up now. Let me just copy this part again. Control Alt, Control C. In case if I need something, I'll just use it. Okay, Control. So let's see what I can use here. Okay, so I guess I might need to, okay, I'll just delete this part. We will just create our own things. Just delete this part from here. Okay, great. So I'm like, okay, user, you are the user. How much elements do you want me to put inside? En, enter the value of n. Enter the value of n. Okay, that means how much numbers you want to allow me to enter. Okay, should I do like this? See, int means basically try to create an array of type integer. Okay, a, okay, try to create an integer of this is saying array, and should I give here n? No, never do this, never ever do this. Okay, why? We'll understand this, we'll understand it after sometimes. Never ever do this, or just let's understand now only. See, in case you are at your home, okay, you come out, you have to come out. Okay, you are at your home. Sorry for the bad writing and bad drawing as well. Okay, you're at home, and there is your friend, one of your friend, waiting for you. Okay, and he wants to borrow some money from you. Okay, so you are like, and he didn't tell you that how much money he's gonna borrow from you. You told that you have no idea how much he'll borrow, so you're like, okay, I'll just take with me, like, let's say $100. Okay, $100. You took $100. But what if he demands you $1,000? Let's say, can you fulfill it? Obviously no. Okay, that's the same thing what actually happens out here. This program, see, as soon as you run it, before actually entering the value of n, okay, let me just tell you from here, before entering the value of n, it's gonna run right properly, it's gonna run perfectly fine. And also not declared, sorry, I'll just right here, int. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna run perfectly fine. And if I give here, like, let's say 10, it will surely create, okay, we didn't take the scene, sorry for it again. Let me again explain again. Okay, great. See here, What I'm saying is, after taking the value of n, don't ever create the size of array of the n. Why? Because assume that you are the person and you have $100. You are out of your house with $100. Your friend is about to take some money from you, want to lend some money from you, but he didn't tell you any idea about how much money you lend. So you might end in trouble. Like, you won't be in trouble, but you won't be able to fulfill his needs. Like, you have only $100. He wants $1,000. Would you able to do this? No, right? Same thing like happens. This program, when it initially runs, it runs with some specific and memory. Okay, if you don't mention the value of n, it will be like, okay, maybe my friend requires $100, maybe. Okay, so I took $100, right? So it will take, like, let's say 100 bytes. An example, okay. This program ran with 100 bytes without knowing the value of n. Okay, now the user is your friend. He's like, okay, he has no idea what you're actually, like, how much money you're getting. He's like, okay, I want actually a size of 1000 bytes. That means I need $1000. You started with 100 bytes. He needs a size of 1000 bytes. Would you be able to fulfill it? You will never be able to fulfill it. Okay. Always assume that, always understand that this program will run with some specific memory. Some specific memory means, it's not like later on you can decide that how much memory you need to actually do this. How much memory, like, if he's asking you 1000, so you'll be fulfilling it. You can't do that. Okay. We will learn somehow similar to that. We can do it. Okay. When we'll do our pointers and things, we'll understand how we can do it. Right now, just understand one part. You cannot actually initialize this value like this, because you have no idea how much the user will enter inside of this. Maybe if he enters 1000, 10,000 value, any value he can enter, right? Making sense? So it becomes very difficult for your program, in case if you have $100 and if your friend demands for $90, so obviously you can give him. So maybe the program might run. Okay, you'll be happy. But in case you have $100, but if he demands for $10,000, then you won't be able to do this. Okay, so this program might even run, might not run, depends on the situation. Okay, it depends on the species that inside the memory. Making sense? So what's the solution for this? See, right now let's understand the solution. When we'll discuss about pointers, we will see how we can tackle the problem as well. Okay, so always start the value with some constant value. Okay, assume that whatever value you are starting your array with, user is always gonna give a value less than that. Example, you're getting $100 and your friend is gonna ask you to borrow only, like, let's say at max $90 or at max 100, never beyond that. Okay, making sense? If you are gonna give your n, okay, then also the program will start from with $100 only, or let's say its usual size, because it has no idea how much value of n can be. Okay, so if a user gives 10, then maybe it might work. Okay, maybe it might work at 10. The array might get created. Okay, maybe it might be get created. But if I give a very very large value, maybe it's not gonna create because I don't have enough space, right? So that's why I'm saying, in simple terms, right now we will actually give a constant value. Okay, we'll give a constant value. Like, let's say if you want to give 1000, give 1000, no worries. Okay, give 100, no worries. 100 also you can just give it, fine. Okay, make sense? And assume that your value of n will surely be lesser than 100. Okay, so if a user enters 10, then you're gonna actually allow him to enter the value still here only. Let's say he gave 5. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 4 means 5 elements, right? Because this is first element, second element, third element, fourth element, 5 elements. 5 elements. And let's say from 5, index 5 to 99, you are not using right now. We are wasting. Okay, right now let's waste it, it's fine. When we discuss about pointers, I'm saying you, we will see how we can make programs without wasting this part. Okay, see, it's important for you to understand that it's important to carry extra money, okay, that your friend might require. Example, if you have $100 and if your friend wants $90, is better. Okay, but if in case he's in need and you have only $10 and he's requiring for $100, and that won't make sense, right? Then that way you won't be able to help your friend. Okay, same thing with the program. It's better to actually assume the value. Okay, if you assume the value that, okay, you need to create this much space, then it's gonna create this much space from the very beginning itself. Okay, because you know your friend's $100 by any means, so you'll carry $100 if you know that. Okay, if he calls you and tells you that, hey, please bring $100 from me, I might require some value, some amount from you. So maybe you brought 100 and he might require $90. So you would be able to help him, right? Similar is the case. Okay, I'm saying again, we'll see something. That's known as dynamic. Something dynamic will create the memory dynamically, and we'll see that in pointers. Okay, right now don't have to understand about that. Okay, so see, okay, so this part, maybe the user gave me n equal to 5, so I'm going to use this part only. Okay, so how will I stop here? By saying my loops that, hey loop, you start from 0 but you go only till n. Okay, whatever value my user is giving, you go till here only. That means you go till here only. Beyond this don't go, because beyond this I have this space to put the values, but I'm not going to use it because this part I just kept it safe in case my user needs it. Okay, makes sense. So I'm going to use only till here. So let's say what I'm saying. Let's say, because it's important to program if you want to understand properly. Let's say I'm gonna store the value to 0, I less than, and I plus plus. Why n? Because again I'm saying I want to go till n only, whatever user is giving me. But remember that n should be less than 100, or at max equal to 100. Okay, so I'll be like, okay, seen the value at a of I. This one we have seen, right? How we're getting this. That means a of 0, a of 2, a of 1, a of 2, and so on, right? So right now I'm gonna get the values, and let me even print it and show it to you. And after that we'll do some magical things again. So let me just see out the values, and this time just instead of giving space, let's give a new line endl. Okay, what is saying? Sorry, it should be cout, right? So it should be this way. It's like giving same. It's not like this. Okay, so let's give 5 elements only. Okay, so let's give 5 elements only. So enter the value of 1, 5. Let's give what? Let's give 5 4 3 2 1. 5 4 3 2. Okay, so it's printing 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, making sense what we're doing? Till here we have done in the previous video. Okay, but here I want to actually see, this is used for printing, but I want to use it print using functions, and it's gonna be a bit interesting. Okay, let's see what we're supposed to. Okay, I'm like, okay, I want to print it using function. Then let's create a function. Let me erase this part first. Let's create a function. Okay, let's create a function. It's just gonna print, so the return type is gonna be void, right? Let's name it print array. Okay, we'll give an array, so it's an integer type array, so let's give it a name. Any name, let's give a only. Okay, how do we denote that this is an array? By giving square brackets. Okay, and don't have to mention the size out here. Okay, when you're passing it inside the function, don't have to mention the size. Okay, great. I came out here and I'm gonna run this program, this part. Okay, although I've taken the value out here, but I want to run this program. Control C, Control V. That's the issue, yeah. What's the issue? I don't know this n. What how will I access this n? Like, although I'm passing the array, then how will I know that the size of array is a specific value? Because I have created the elements as 100, but I'm just going to do till n only. So how will I know this value? Any idea? Maybe I might be using all the 100 values, then I might be able to get the value. See, there is no way. There's no way you will be able to find it. Why? I'll show you that also. See here, if here I right now we won't call the function. Okay, we won't call the function. So let it just be like this only. Let me just do like this. Okay, let's call and show it to you. I'm gonna pass the array as a. Okay, I'm passing the array a. Okay, inside of it. Okay, and let's, instead of doing this printing right now, okay, let me see the size here. See out size of whatever a is. Okay, and let me write here. See out in function. Okay, saying that this value is function. Okay, out here I will be here. I'll be coming here, and I'll say, okay, what I do out here is, let's not take the input right now, or even if you want to take it, you can take it. There is no issue with it. Right now, let's not take. Okay, I'm like, okay, tell me the size of the array out here. See out size of a out here, but this time it's gonna be inside my main function. Okay, so let me write here. Okay, see out in main function. in main. Okay, so inside my main I'm trying to print the value of a. Inside my array I'm trying to print the value of a. Simple. Both of them have to give us for 100, right? It won't be happening. We'll see. What actually happens is each size of 100, right? That means 100 into 4. That means 1 for one integer, right? So the size is gonna be 400. This is true, right? Right here I'm passing the array. I'm passing the array, so you will be assuming that since the array is passed out here, so as I'm receiving inside my function, I might end up getting the same size. Okay, let's see what we'll get. Okay, and then I'll explain it to you. Obviously, we're not gonna get same thing. You will understand that. Okay, what is this? Okay, extra part is being called out here. Is it? This should be this. Okay, and let's even call this function Control C. Okay, I'm calling it already. So let's see. Someone tell me what's gonna happen. Let's enter. Oh, okay, I did not. Let's just enter 5. No worries. See. In main 400. Okay, 400 is almost fine because I had the size of 400. 100 and 100 into 4, 400. In function 8, size of, I did not give 8. Come on, it, you were assuming that you were actually expecting that it might give you 400, but it gave me 8. Why? What's the reason? Let's see. The reason is, and if you want to understand this, let me not even give this value. Okay, this will make things more clear. Okay. And you should not even see right since I have no n right now. Okay, in main 800 and in function 8. Let's see why this happens. Okay, let's see this why this happens. This happens because of the fact that as soon as you come here, although you are actually saying that, see, I'm gonna actually receive an array, this a means, see, out here what you have passed a, and if you have seen properly, right, last in the previous video, this a was actually an address, right? It was actually an address. So since you're passing an address out here, okay, since you're passing an address out here, a means address. So whatever is received inside of this a is also an address. Okay, it's an address. That means this is receiving an address only. And remember, in C++, in order to receive address we need 8 bytes. Okay, in order to store integers we need 4 bytes. In order to store addresses we need 8 bytes. Okay, sometimes it might differ using based on the compiler, but mostly it's 8 bytes. Okay, making sense? That means I got here 8. That means I cannot actually decide. See, if I just pass the array, I will never be able to find the size of my array because this is not giving me the size of array. This is giving me the value of what is the address. Okay, that means like the size of address. Making sense? This, see, in simple terms, this will never in your whole life it will give you the size of array. Okay, so by any means you need to pass the value of n if you want to print it like this. Okay, and remember, since this is an address, although this is an address is a, okay, we saw right now, okay, a printed was an address, right? Because the size of it was only 8 bytes. That means somehow I can assume that this is containing an address, but still, whose address is it containing? It is containing, see, you have a in your main, okay, whose address is, let's say, 100, okay, the initial value, okay, and this is the address that this a is also containing. Okay, that means even a in of your print array is pointing here only, although there's two values are same. Okay, you can say somehow a out in my print array is different, a in my main is different, but both of them are pointing to the same address only. Okay, so you can actually access this same value using this a of 0. Why of 0? Because a of 0 also will be actually, what do you mean by a of 0? That means wherever a of 0 is pointing to that address, go and bring the value from there. Okay, making sense? I'll repeat it. Okay, see, what actually happens is, out here till here it's fine. Just let me clear it. Till here it's fine, right? That this is actually going to give me an address because we have seen that this actually a gives us an address, right, in the previous video. Or if you want, I'll just show it out here also. Instead of printing it, let's just see out the value of a. Okay, so a will give me an address. Okay, so here is trying to say that you have no functions. Just a second, give me a second. Let me even comment this out right now. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see what, see, in main it was that, but this A gave me an address. Making sense? That means inside my this part, I'm actually receiving an address. Okay, I'm receiving an address. That's why I cannot find the value of my n, because see here I can find the value of n. Why? I mean, like, if you somehow you can find the value of n. Okay, because if you use size of, here it's giving me 400 because it's trying to tell me the size of whole array. Okay, but here it's not telling me the size of whole array. That means that's why you need n by any means. Okay, by any means you need n. Makes sense? And this should be int n, because obviously, like, integer array, so similarly integer value of n. Okay, so now you can find the value of, now you can actually print it using function. And also one more thing, although this is an address, okay, but it is the same address even if you, if I write here b. Okay, see, inside my main I have this, and let's say the address is 100 for a of 0, e of 1 is going to be the address of 104. This part we know, right? So see here, this a is pointing to 100 address. Similarly, this b, if in case is b, even it will point to the same address. Okay, so it's like I'm going on the same address and trying to fetch the value from this part. Okay, so it's able, you would be able to do this. Okay, so let's just see how we'll be able to do this. Even if I name it b, okay, if you are getting confused, even if I name it b also, it means that it is receiving the address of a only. Okay, if you go to your friend's address, obviously you'll find him only, right? Likewise. Okay, so whatever value is actually kept inside of this, I'll find the same values. Okay, because that is your friend's house, that is the address. Okay, so I hope you understood this part. Okay, now let's try to get rid of this part and try to print it. Right now I'll be able to print it because I know the value of n, what my user is given. That means I will be able to access all of the values using this b of, okay, b of I means first go to b of 0. That means it will go first of all from b, what it will get the address. Okay, from b it will get the address. Okay, and from b I means b of 0 means print the value of b of 0. Okay, I'll make one more thing clear, that is, in case you are getting confused and want to know what is the address out here. Okay, see out b. Okay, see out b, let's see b, so let's see out the b. And even here, let's see out, since I'm seeking see out in a, I'm gonna see out here, let's see. Okay, I'm just shouting what is the value of a. Okay, and right here just even create it, or else it will not allow me to do some part. Right here also comments get the value of b. Okay, they are gonna give the same value because they actually point to the same address, right? Let's see that. Right now it first asks me to enter the value of n, so I'll first enter the value of n. Okay, so let me just enter 5. See here, if you see properly, the addresses are same. Okay, this, I didn't give a space, that's why it's being confused. Let me give a space also. And I don't need this, right? I don't need this. I don't need this. Let me give a space out here, or basically a new line. See, these are basics, that's why I want it to be really, really clear. Okay, that's why I'm taking some time out here. Okay, so let me see. I'm just giving 4. See, they are same addresses. Okay, a is also same address, b also is same address. That means you can access all the values. Okay, how will we access it? Let's see. Now don't print it, but rather take the value. Okay, take the value, get the value of n here, take all the values, and instead of printing out here, print function is being called. Inside my function I'm giving the address of a and the value of n. Here I'm receiving address of b and saying that, see, it is an address of array. Okay, makes sense? We can somehow get that using an address like array. Okay, this this, what is it, square brackets. Okay, this is the value, so it's an int n. And don't get the value of b, just print me whatever value I need to get. Okay, let's do it quickly. So I'm just, I'll write here something, see out, printing values in function. Okay, oh dear. Okay, let's do it. Come on, give the value, what do you want to give? Let's give 5. Okay, let's give 5. What are the values? I give 1 2 3 4 and 5. See, printing values in function, that means it went to the function and it's printing me 1 2 3 4 5. That means I'm able to print my values using a function, right? Now I hope you understood now. Clear everything? Clear is clear. Okay, it's very important, okay, to clear this part, these things. I hope it's clear. Okay, I hope it's clear. And see here, one more thing I'll like to tell you guys. Where is it? Where is it? This int means that it is actually a integer type of point array. Okay, that means I'm trying to create an integer array. If you want to create an integer of double, that means it's gonna be, let's say C, or let's say C, rather let's say D double. So what should be here? I should write here integer. No, obviously I'll change it to double. Makes sense? And we know one double means 8 bytes, right? So if I print the size of D here, then how much I'll get? What I'll get as per you? Print D. What should I get? 100 into 8, because one double contains means 8 bytes. Okay, so I'll get here 800. Okay, wanna know it? If you want to check it, you can check it if you want. Just comment this out first. Just making the basics clear. See, that's let me develop and see the necessary. Okay, it's not printed. I guess it's not printed. Okay, where is it? Don't have to enter the value of n. Double has been done here. See out the value of d. Sorry, d is actually printing you the address. Sorry, this should be size of d, right? Okay. Now obviously we'll get 800. Okay, guaranteed we'll get 800. Okay, we already got. Okay, making sense? How we can create even the other types of arrays, right? I hope this part is clear. Okay, now come quickly one more thing. What if instead of printing tilan, okay, let's not give any value. Okay, let's not give any value. If I don't give any value, okay, if I don't give any value in my array, and I want to actually access the, I'm gonna print them. Okay, I'm gonna just print them, and I'm gonna print them in such a way that this will not go till n, it will go till 100. 100 means the exact size. Okay, let's not take n right now, let's take 100. Okay, so what do you think would be printed? We would get any value. We have no idea what we get. We'll get the garbage values. Okay, these are known as garbage values. Wanna see how we get the garbage values? Even I have no idea what we'll get. Okay, we'll get random values. Here, somewhere we got what we got. We got this number. We got this number. We got this number. We got 0. We got this. I don't know. It's just garbage value. Okay, that means if you have an array and you are not initializing the values, then and you're just printing it, then you'll get unnecessary value with unnecessary values. Even you have no idea what the values are. Okay, they are known as garbage values. Okay. Okay, I think it's too much for this video. Okay, I wanted to share one more thing, but maybe in the next videos we'll do that. Okay, we'll just do it in the next videos. It's fine. Somehow it's clear till here, right? Go through the video once again, please. I request you guys, because these are just the basics. Okay, this will just deal with the basics. What we understood. First of all, always create a constant kind of variable array. Okay, assuming that your user will always give a value less than 100. Okay, and value will always be less than 100. Okay, in the later process I told you, we'll see how we can deal with these kind of issues. Okay, where you don't have to mention the values, but still you get the size how much the user wants. Okay, we'll see that when we'll deal with pointers. Okay, I hope this is fine, right? So please go through it. I'll give the code and then please see it and practice. Okay, so see you guys later in the next videos. Okay, thank you.